I sent you guys the video of that police shooting, and if you haven't seen it, let me lay out like the beginning of it because nobody's seen the beginning of it. I mean, people have, but what everybody has seen is the middle of it. So basically, female cop, male cop, arresting some guy for some such and such. Not a big deal. Taking him from his house or his girlfriend's house. None of that really is relevant. But he's in the back of the police SUV, the bad guy, we'll call him, but not a bad guy.
Jail cell.
Yeah, he's going to jail. He stole something. He did something wrong. Whatever. Female cop is still talking to witnesses, friends, family, whatever, over by the house. Male cop walks past the car, and he's milling around back there. An acorn falls from a tree onto a nearby vehicle and go. We've all heard it. Donk.
Yeah, it goes bang, 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 bang.
Die, Whitey! Die, pig! You know what acorns sound like. And so the cop literally starts running and gunning like it's the end of a Call of Duty fucking campaign. He's screaming. By the way, he's dumping his magazine into the car, and he's screaming for his partner to do the same. And he's like, "I'm hit." He's crawling now. He's got fake gunshot wounds himself. He's crawling like he's doing that thing where you've got your pistol, but you're using it to like crawl along the ground, and he's just dumped all of his bullets into it, and he's begun to reload. He's trying to get away. And lady cop, to her credit, didn't do anything wrong, because if my partner screams, "I'm hit," and I say, "Where's it coming from?" as he lights up our car, and he says, "In the car," I'm giving that car all I got, because Bob said so. Bob's on the ground, says he's shot. He's crawling in the street, by the way. He's shot. I thought he was paralyzed. I was like, oh, what happened to Bob? No, but meanwhile, this guy who probably didn't pay some child support or like stole some spray paint or some shit is in the back of the car. Bullets coming from both sides. Must have been 40 fucking rounds through that car, because asshole back here's reloading, gonna give him some more. I don't know at what point they realized that no one had shot at them. Like, new cops come and they're like, "What's going on?" And the guy's like,
"We're all just putting our bullets in this car." You want in?
Yeah, we're all trying to find the guy who did this. Like
this cop it would have been less embarrassing if he'd shit himself on stage shaking the president's hand. He is being.
You know what happened to the victim?
Everybody who makes videos is making a video about the humiliating Florida cop who got scared of a squirrel and like blew away a cruiser. It's embarrassing. He's done.
I would hope,
and he needs to be done.
You have a trigger finger.
He
like
doesn't
that.
have the temperament for that at all.
Oh my God, no. That's
Jesse Hernandez. By the way, Hernandez, I think, is the Patriots guy I was thinking of. I'm not positive.
Oh yeah, Aaron Hernandez was the Patriots guy.
Oh yeah, Aaron Hernandez.
I don't know.
I think he's dead.
Cowboys too, right? Well, yeah, he killed himself. Right?
Every bullet missed from both the guy and the girl. The person in the car wasn't hit a single time.
The cops can't fucking shoot.
Yeah, like what percent would you say can shoot well?
True.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes when I'm watching those videos, I can tell right away by how they hold the gun when they're shooting it, because some of them limp wrist it, and that means that the pistol is able to really rock back and do stuff on its own.
Mm-hmm.
But that means that if you can imagine, you've got the slide on top and you got the grip on the bottom. The way a semi-auto works is they move into sort of independent of each other. The slide has to move while the grip stays stationary. So if you allow the grip to move with the slide, it might not cycle now, because you're not holding that grip stationary, so that the slide can come back and do its thing. So they'll limp wrist it in a way, and the gun will be moving around, and the gun will jam. But then I'll see a cop pull his shit out, and it'll be clean. Like, it won't be just a Glock. It'll have some shit on it. Maybe he'll have like a SIG with a red dot, and I'm like, oh, okay. He'll be holding it a certain way, and just like, all right, this guy can shoot. But then I'll see people just spamming, just shooting everything in front of them. Can't reload.
I've seen two police. They had rifles, not pistols. And I think you've seen the same videos, Kyle. Like, one of them was like, he goes to his car, he goes to the back, he gets out his rifle. It's AR-15 or M16, I can't tell. And like, I think on the way there, he asked a bystander, like, "This way?" And they're like, "Yep, they're over there." And then the bad guy is just outside, like, the doorway. This is a PKA hangout. We watched it, the last one. And I was the only fool who was like, wasn't so sure that was the bad guy, that I'd be ready to pull the trigger. Everyone else in the hangout was like, obviously that's him, But yeah, the guy came and he shot from a distance too. I might call it 75 yards.
Yeah.
And every bullet hit its target. Sometimes they're good.
Yeah. I've seen a few like that where a cop pulls out his service rifle and shoots a bad guy at like 100 meters, and he's just, and he goes, subject down. I'm like, oh, that's our guy. That's Officer fucking Badass.
Officer Badass. Officer Badass. So there was the Uvalde shooting, and then right afterwards there was another school shooting where the cop just like passed everyone. He was the glory guy. He's like, where are they?
Shooter who had the sub 2000, the Keltec.
The trans shooter. Yeah, he was a trans guy. Yeah.
She was.
What did the cop have?
Oh no, he was a trans man. I don't know if the cop had an AR, but the shooter had a Keltec sub 2000. It's that piece of shit I was trying to shoot sodas with when I was pepper sprayed. It's a folding gun. I don't know what caliber his was, but it comes in maybe 9 and 40.
You said those were kind of shit, right?
I mean,
maybe they're neat for what they are.
I don't know what. Yeah, I mean, you could break it over your knee if you wanted, if that's a definition of shit. It's a folding gun. There's the interesting thing. Like it folds in half, and then it's just so small and compact that you could really sneak it into a school.
And it seems like that person, she put it to the test.
Me personally, I just like to throw it in my toolbox because you got a little 9mm rifle you can pull out if you want. And it's non-discreet, but that person clearly wanted to murder children with it for some reason. I see so many airport meltdowns and dragouts recently on my police video stuff because what people will drink too much and get too drunk to be planed, I believe is how they usually put it. Okay. Or they get like snotty with the gate agent, plus they're drunk, so the cops come. It's one of my new favorite genres. These grown men and grown women start screaming and crying and biting. And the cops like, how much have you had to drink? Well, they're asking you to incriminate yourself, by the way, folks. If anyone asks you how much you've had to drink tonight, just look him dead in the face, like you don't
say more than you.
English. like more than you could.
Yeah, more than you could, pussy.
I watch so much cop shit that I fucking like speak their fucking language now. Those leading goddamn questions.
What do you say? You're in an airport and you've had a few drinks, but there's a really hammered guy who's like really causing a ruckus, and now the police are asking you.
I type on my phone
in the mix.
I type into my phone. I'm nonverbal. My lawyer can be reached here, and I show that to them. They're not going to be able to say that they smelled anything on my breath because I never spoke to them. I'm not going to talk to you and breathe my alcohol breath onto you. You can. My lawyer's name is here. Here's his card. I have a picture of it on my phone, and call him. He can tell you how many drinks I've had and what I've had to drink today. And they can call him, and he can answer those questions for them.
Mr. Woodworth,
I'm not talking
to your lawyer, and he says he just.
This is if I'm guilty, by the way.
Woodycraft.
Yeah.
This isn't a scenario like you said where this is if I'm drunk at the airport and they're about to fucking take me downtown. By the way, this isn't if a cop just wants to talk. If a cop wants to talk, I'll fucking talk to him. I'll shoot the shit. But if they're investigating you and they're fucking with you and they're up in your, where were you headed? Where'd you coming from? I don't know about all that.
Dude, how drunk do you have to be at the airport for like a cop to get involved? Like it's
pissing yourself, biting people drunk.
Okay, biting people. Okay, that's a problem. You can't be fucking biting people at the airport.
The ticket agent's like, she hit me, then she hit him. And by the way, this chick has told a story like, I don't know why they're treating me this way. I am from Detroit, okay? They do not treat black people like that here. Atlanta is so ghetto. They hate black people here. By the way, majority of Atlanteans are black. It is a black majority city. They hate black people here. I have never been treated like this. And that one there was prejudice. And they go back over there. And she started just scratching for my eyeballs. And I curled up into a ball because I'd never hit a woman, but she just got in there deep, you know how she is. And they just attacked me. I think she'd had about 15 drinks. 15 is what the bar tab said, right? Yeah, 15 drinks. She hit me too, by the way. And she's cut back to her, and she's just moralized. And then the realization, they're like, okay, ma'am, yes. Now put your hands behind your back, and the shit hits the fan. And the next thing you know, my favorite one was the chick on the motorized luggage, because she's like zipping around riding the motorized luggage, and the cop just wants her to leave the airport. So he's following her, zipping around, riding a suitcase, and it's comical because of that, because she's talking shit. And then by the end of it, she spits on the cop, and so he's got her hand. Oh, for sure. He's got her handcuffed, shoved into the corner so she can't spit or bite on him. And people are going, why are you holding her like that? And he's like, because she spat on me and she tried to bite me. and we're waiting on a spit mask. And I have to hold her here in this corner until an officer drives to the airport, gets out of his car, walks into the airport, goes through security, comes to this gate, and provides us with a spit mask, which will be about 10 or 15, 20, I don't know, but she's here. And it was great. The whole time she's screaming and begging, let me go. It's like, no, got to hold you here. You're a spitter.
Damn.
You know the victim perp, whatever, the cop interaction I hate the most? When they scream at the cops, don't touch me. Take your hands off me. Like they have this inalienable right to not be touched or handled. You know, when they say get out of your car and you don't, now you're escalating the situation and getting yourself into more trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if you don't get out of the car, I'm gonna break this window, I'm gonna unlock the door, and I'm gonna drag you out. You should be like, is there another choice? Maybe we can go that way. But no. And sure enough, they do it, and the whole time the perp starts screaming, "Get your hands off me! Don't touch me!" And
I love it.
If I'm the cop, socially, 1% of me is like, no, am I being rude?
I watched
as you wipe the spit from your cheek, you're like, no, I'm not. Like this bitch.
I watched one this week where they surround this woman in a car, white lady, and they're like, get out of the fucking car, get out of the fucking car. And she starts driving toward them. So now she's using a deadly weapon against them. And the cop gets on the fucking hood and he's got his gun pointed into the windshield. He's like, stop this fucking car. And she takes off and he dumps the mag into her. Blam, 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 blam. And you can see him like, it looks like Terminator 2 when you don't know this, Taylor, but the machine gun fire is just eating the windshield away. And it's just incredibly cinematic. And you're blown away by the sound effects. And and you're like, oh my God, Robert Patrick's a stud. Look at the CGI. It was like that. And he dumps this mag into this lady's like face, chest, head area. And then they're in a parking lot. And so she drives out of the parking lot and down into a deep ditch that leads to the road. And the car does this woobly thing where the cop is thrown clear onto the asphalt, does a movie roll, and the car takes off. And you can kind of see as she's driving away, she looks at the cop like, ah.
Oh, do you think she's still trying to drive?
She is driving. She drives away.
But she's all shot up.
She's all shot up. She drives away. And the cop is now there's no the bad guys left the scene. And so now there's just a cop standing in the road and new cops arrive and they don't understand what's happened. They don't understand. And he's trying to tell them, like, and they're like, where is she? She went that fucking way. What do you mean, where is she? Because he
follow the blood trail on the
blood trail. They pull her over, stop her like down the road, some other cops, and she gets out and she's just like falling apart. But I think she lived.
Ah.
Yeah.
I saw that one recently. I'm sure Kyle's seen it, maybe Taylor too. She's an older lady. I'm gonna call her like 65. She describes herself as a country girl, and she's not attractive at all, and she's just absolutely belligerent with the policeman. And again, it's like, you know, she's like, you didn't have to throw me down. He's like, well, you wouldn't get out of the car, and then you hit me, and then you kicked me. And she's like, well, I'm a country girl, and when I don't get treated right, that's what I do. And he's like, well, now you're under arrest.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that plays in court.
Yeah, he tased her maybe even.
He did tase her. Yeah. He was explaining why he tased her.
Yeah, because
there's the video, by the way, of the cop.
Oh, you know it. I knew shooting through
No, that's the windshield shooting cop
video.
That's I've seen the one you're talking about. She's kind of a chunky gal too. I felt bad for her. Really? I know she was being it was I felt bad that she acted like that. It's what I guess I mean. It's like, why are you putting yourself in a position where he has to whoop your big ass? Why are you making a fool out of yourself? Where this man, I was reading this article about prohibition and how these women would walk into the bars and the taverns and smash all the bottles and do this huge amounts of damage, but it was just not gentlemanly to manhandle a woman back then, apparently. And that just flies in the face, first of all, of what the media has always taught me. I thought we were beating them the shit out of them back then. But it seems as if most people were so gentlemanly that some bitches could come into your bar where you and the boys were hanging out and not just like cause a ruckus, but destroy the place and empty it of any alcohol to drink.
I have a theory. I think they operated a little bit like the UK police who have no guns. Like, All right, it's not so much you that I'm letting detain me and do all this. It's the people who will come if this shit goes sideways. Because this is during Prohibition, right? So these women
Before
are
it.
going into people.
No, this is how Prohibition happened. This is
Well,
a big
then I'm
part
off.
of like
Okay,
led up
yeah.
to it. Yeah.
I was gonna say during Prohibition they let them get away with this shit because all they lose is the product, whereas the alternative is to go to jail or lose
they'd
your
have
business.
during Prohibition they would have killed those women because then organized criminals took over because you've created a black fucking market by outlawing alcohol. Now you have criminals who own the taverns. Al Capone made his money selling fucking liquor, right? Like
It's
became the
kinda cool,
richest
though,
man
right?
in
Like,
America
it
or some
gave
shit.
us a lot of awesome movies, a lot of awesome lore about the Italian mob. Like, we wouldn't have that without Prohibition.